evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Bedford Board of Education meeting on tonight, September 4th, 2025. I hope everyone is doing well. We are going to have roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Here.
Ms. Turner-Birch? Mr. Akins? Here. Ms. Macklin?
Here.
Ms. Carter?
Here. Thank you. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. 2.01 is acknowledgement of our goals, and we do have our new goals listed on the website. Please read those at your leisure. We are now moving to 3.01, approval of minutes from August 21st, 2025. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. It's been motioned by Mrs. Macklin, second by Mrs. Boynton, that we accept the minutes from August 21st, regular meeting. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Macklin?
Here, yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Abstain.
And Ms. Carter?
Yes, thank you. 3-1. Thank you, board. We're now moving on to 4.01, consent agenda. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been motioned by Mrs. Boynton and second by Mrs. Macklin that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Are there any questions? Comments? Perfect. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes. Thank you, board. Passes 4-0. We are now on to our superintendent's report. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dr. Johnson.
Good evening, Board President, Vice President, Board members. This evening I have 5 recommendations. Under 5.01, we ask of your approval of the following contract. Under 5.02, we ask of your approval of the following contracts for our non-pubs. Under 5.03, we ask of your approval of the following service. This is for nutrition services for our sanitation and safety program. Under 5.04, we ask of your approval of the following job description. This is kind of a tweak to our individuals that help during our lunch periods, I believe, Dr. Schneider. We want to just make sure that we kind of made it more appealing so we can get more assistance at our baby buildings and middle school during the lunch periods. And under 5.05, we're bringing back the student handbook, and Mr. Thompson is here should you have questions about that.
Thank you so much. All right, do we want to do this as a whole, or we want to take these individually?
I'm fine with consent.
Okay, everyone's good with consent? All right. May I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been motioned by Mrs. Macklin, second by Mr. Akins, that we approve the superintendent's report. Are there any questions regarding any of them? Hearing none. I know that last meeting we had questions about the student handbook. Are all your questions been answered? Do you want him to come up and answer anything? You're good? I didn't know if you had it. While he's here, we can utilize him while he's here, just in case you had any additional questions.
Oh, no, I was good after
Okay.
being able to completely review and everything, and then the
Okay.
answer that was provided when reaching out as a follow-up, so
Okay.
I'm good.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, no, just wanted to make sure. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Hearing no other questions or comments, roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Turner-Birch?
Yes.
Ms. Carter?
Yes. Passes 5-0. Thank you, board. We are now on to 6.01, gifts and donations. We have Bass Security providing approximately $400 in school supplies for Carrollwood Intermediate School. And we also have Office Depot / Office Max providing approximately $2,818.25 in e-gift cards for teachers and student supplies, which I am very excited about both of these, really happy. Can I have a motion?
Motion to accept donations as presented.
Second.
All right, it's been motioned by Mr. Akins and seconded by Mrs. Turner Birch that we accept the request for the items here on the list. Any questions or comments?
I do have one. So when people make the, like that security, so everything that they give, it will be just going to Carrollwood? Is that what they're saying? That whatever it is?
For this donation,
Position.
it's specific for Carrollwood. Yeah, that's why it's listed. If it was for district-wide, we would put district-wide.
Okay,
Yeah, but
that's
they
what
made
I
this donation
Okay.
specific for them.
And then, my question was for the Office Max line. How are those gonna be distributed to teachers? Is it gonna be a raffle, or is it enough for every teacher to have?
That is a very good question that I do not know the answer to that one. I can get that to you, though. I would have to look specifically how the donation was set up.
Okay, if they had specifications?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Or expectations? Okay. Thank
So
you,
I will get that information to you.
thank you.
Perfect. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Akins?
Yes.
Ms. Macklin?
Yes.
Ms. Boynton?
Yes.
Ms. Turner Birch?
Yes.
And Ms. Carter?
Yes, passes 5-0. Thank you, board. Woo-hoo. Well, it looks like we are to the end of our meeting. Do we have any, any announcements?
I have one.
Yes.
I want to thank our transportation department. I was looking at Channel 19 News, and I drove a bus, and I know how many times we passed with 100% of our buses prepared to get on the road for school opening. Never. Well, we did it this time. We had 100% of our buses that's ready to be on the road for school. And I would like to thank the mechanics, the secretary, the supervisor, the bus drivers. I would like to thank all of them for the hard work they did for this to be possible. So I would like to give them a hand and kudos to the transportation.
They are definitely working hard over there. Again, to all the transportation, Dr. Schneider for coming in and assisting everywhere you can. To Dr. Johnson, you and your admin staff, I truly appreciate all of the hard work that's taking place as the new year starts. And there's always hiccups and things like that. But trying to make sure that everything is running smoothly as we can as we start the new year. And then, of course, with all of the changes that are taking place with the board and trying to prep for the new school. So I want to say thank you for everybody's hard work on trying to adjust to the new normals during this time as we're trying to get prepared for everything. So thank you so much. Taylor, for all your hard work with making sure. I know you've got a lot of stuff coming at you with finances. It's not easy for what you are doing, having to deal with on a daily basis, trying to run the schools, trying to make sure that, you're not taking the slack for what has happened in the past. Because unfortunately, we're still getting the bad word for that. And so I thank you, everyone who's in positions, new and old, for doing everything that you can and are doing and will do for the district, because we deserve it and we appreciate it. Anyone else? I know you've got your monthly.
I would say, just real quick,
Yes.
also, just the staff.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
Everybody.
out-
Yes.
The teachers, the
Everybody.
support team out and about.
Yes.
Today was the first day for Bear. And it was exciting to see, now we have all of our babies back in school. So I appreciate their parents' patience, as we made some shifts and changes to make sure that we're getting everything ready for them. As you talk about transportation, I would agree. It's been tough, talking to our superintendent colleagues about trying to find bus drivers. I mean, you can change all the legislation you want. We just don't have the drivers at the end of the day. So I do appreciate all of our drivers, mechanics, and so forth, and the whole department, as well as our custodial team. They are kicking butt. People can say what they want to say about where we should be facilities-wise, but they are doing an amazing job of keeping the buildings we have afloat. Every day, I apologize, board, or every week, I'm, saying, hey, we got this issue or that issue, but they're on the ground, making it happen, making sure everything's ready to go for our kids. So, I thank you for your patience as well.
With the buildings that we have, there's going to be issues because unfortunately, this is the time we're in. And so, with the staff trying to handle it the best way that they can. Again, you have your teachers that's in there trying to make sure the students are still learning when there's obstacles in the way. Custodians going in and trying to fix stuff, and you've got our security staff trying to make sure
saying, yeah, and they're jumping in. Security
Security's
also,
doing
they're
amazing.
also / custodial, so they're jumping in as well. We need things moved, we need things clean. They have never said, no, we're not going to, so
Yeah, so
it's definitely a team.
we've got a great team here between teachers, staff, support, everybody. So thank you, everybody.
I had a question before I get into the monthly events. What was the follow-up with the traffic situation at Heskett with dismissal and whatnot? I know there was an email sent out saying that something was gonna be adjusted, and I haven't had an opportunity to, because I wasn't picking up anymore, to get back over there at dismissal time, so.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Ted. Uh-oh, yep. There we go.
Thank you. So I've been over there several times. I've met with the principal. I've also met with Panzika. Things have improved over time as parents have gotten used to the traffic flow. And there are further improvements on the way. First of all, Panzika did provide new signage to help direct traffic. Free of charge. They also are working on, there's a stretch of the northern parking lot that is currently closed, which is restricting access to that drive next to the City Hall area. That is closed because they have to get the utilities through that section. Once that is done, they will repave that, and then we'll be able to direct more traffic out there. So that'll improve things as well. The other thing I did reach out to the city engineer for Bedford Heights and requested that they install a three-way stop at Columbus and Perkins. That was a recommendation from the traffic study that was conducted, and that will significantly help with the traffic situation. So he did respond. They're going through their process. They have an approval process and all that. But I did share with him the traffic study. So I expect that, within the next month or two, things will be dramatically better. But they have been improving every single day.
Can I? No, go ahead.
Back to where you said with the utilities and once they pay, is there a timeline on that?
Yeah, so the utilities are going in right now. The water department had to stop because there was a design issue on their end. But we expect them to get back to work next week. So at this point, we're looking at probably early October before that's complete, that section, unfortunately. But these are the kinds of headaches that we run into with construction, unfortunately. But everyone is working together to try to make it the best it can be. And again, our parents have been very gracious and understanding, and they are adjusting to the change in traffic flow very well. There are far more cars going to this school than we anticipated early on, but we are making adjustments, and Panzika is very much on top of it. They really want to get this done as quickly as possible. They're not in control of how fast the utility companies come in and put their lines in, unfortunately. So we are waiting on them to do the things that they need to do. But again, we're looking probably early October at this point is the best estimate I can give you.
Okay, and another question, because I'm thinking of child safety too, because I did not recall seeing, but is there a crossing guard there? For
Yes.
Columbus? Okay,
Yes.
I was just making sure.
signs.
Especially with the stop signs,
Yep.
if that's going in too. Okay.
So I do have a question about the stop signs, because I know that that was talked about during, like, earlier sessions. Did they not want to do that because they wanted to see how traffic would flow before they put them up? Was there a huge concern about it? Because I know that that wasn't a option given to them to say, hey, this might be the best way to go to help with that traffic.
It was given to them. I can't speak for them as to why it has not happened to this point. But again, I did reach out personally to the city engineer to ensure that would, get on the fast track. So,
All right, just curious, because I
Yes.
know that was earlier conversation also, so thank you.
Very good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that was early conversation, so.
yes, it was. We've talked about it numerous times.
Yes, because we knew the traffic would be
Yeah.
a little hard, especially the first couple days, the first week or two. Parents are dropping their kids off because, especially if they're new to the school, they want to see them get off. And so we're going to have, of course,
Right.
more traffic, which would have really helped those first, the first 2 weeks. But if they're willing to help us with that, because I have seen the last couple days, it's been not so hectic over there because I drive past there often. So I'm glad to see that that is
Yeah.
starting
Well,
to.
our security team, Bedford Heights Police Department, everybody has worked together, to improve the situation. Every school year, at the beginning of school, every school experiences logistical problems. You always have new parents, new traffic patterns. It's made even more difficult with construction. And, this is a temporary problem, but it is a problem, and everybody's working hard, throwing up their hands and saying, well, this is just the way it is. We're working to come up with solutions, while at the same time making sure that, we don't, stop progress on the building project, which of course would cost taxpayers money, so
And we don't want to do
we
that.
don't want to do that either.
This is just a thought in my mind too. Do we have an amount or a count of students that were removed from busing that may have gone to Heskett? Because I know we talk about, parents for like sixth graders, right? They're new to the building, probably dropping them off, picking them up. But would any of the extra cars also attribute to those that may have lost busing? I'm just asking to see if it's a larger number, but if it's a smaller number, then it's probably not so much, but.
I don't wanna, that was, I think, in my weekly notes, I'll have to go back and look. But we can get that information, because she did, share that with us, a while ago, but yeah, I can.
Yeah, just thinking if that could be another reason
I think
why
it was,
influx of
I thought
cars.
it was more like Columbus and the high school. Yeah.
Or were the two more affected?
But
Okay.
I don't, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I apologize if I'm a little off, but I can get that for you.
Okay. Just a thought. So thank you for that. So I know, rounding out, towards the end here, it's September. Welcome back. School is now completely in session. And just to bring awareness to some of the things that are going on this month, it is Campus Safety Awareness Month. It is back to school, as I just said, Suicide Prevention Month, Friendship Month. We're back in school. It's a good time to just be kind to one another, make new friends, and keep the old. The Girl Scout motto. It's also Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Get your checkups, basically. Make sure you are going to all kind of checkup appointments for children and adults. It's Shake Month, which is interesting. I never heard of that. So go get you a shake from somewhere. And then, of course, as we celebrate the new season, it is officially football season. There is another home game tomorrow. I can't think of who we're playing. But join us at Bearcat Stadium. 7 o'clock is kickoff as the Bearcats take on yet another team, and I don't have Padua. I know it was a P. I was gonna say Padua, as they take on Padua tomorrow. And also for tomorrow, September 5th, is International Day of Charity. Choose an organization of your choice and make a donation, whether it's $5 or $100. Every penny, dollar amount counts towards whatever the organization of your favor is. And that's all I have. Oh, I don't think it is. 1 second. Please be sure to check for unclaimed funds. Go online into the Ohio Division of Unclaimed Funds and see if you have funds that you may have lingering out there. Also, if you are interested in any of the information around congressional redistricting, because of course gerrymandering is definitely in effect in the state of Ohio as it has been, and yet still looking at constitutional maps. So there will be a conversation held on Monday, October 6th at 6 p.m. It will be held at 4600 Lander Road in Orange Village. So if you're interested in hearing that information on where we are in the state of Ohio and the General Assembly on what that is going to look like or is looking like. Also, there is a community forum on Medicaid and SNAP. You can join Representative Juanita Brent at the Cuyahoga County Community Conversation regarding Medicaid and SNAP effects to our residents. That will be held at Tri-C at the Jerry Sue Thornton Center at 2500 East 22nd Street in Cleveland, Ohio. And that will be next Monday, September 8th from 5 to 7. And that was all that I had.
All righty, anyone else?
I do. I would like to say something, if you give me a moment. Thank you. I would just like to say at this time, because I think it's needed, to mention these individuals by name: Dr. Johnson, Taylor, Kenya, and Dr. Threet, Dr. Snyder, and our directors, and especially you, Ted. And what I want to say, there's a lot of noise in this community, and it's really becoming where people are attacking the characters of some great people that we have on staff here in the Bedford City School District that has been recommended and approved to hire by the Board of Education. And our character have been attacked as well. I think it's very cowardly done, very poorly done, and it's pretty sad that we have a community like this. So I want to say there are people on our board that support you 100%. We're very happy to have you on board. We're happy with the work that you're doing. We are happy with you working so hard to get our buildings, to get our school prepared, and get our children ready for learning. Sometimes when I see the stuff and I say, why? Why is this happening? Why are we attacking people that's making things better for our children? And I started thinking about, these folks don't want what's best for our children. They don't want what's best for our children. So when you read it, you think, I know my purpose, I know my why I'm here. They don't know, though. So we're going to just keep celebrating everything that we are doing and doing well for our children. And if these people that are out there, and sometimes it becomes too much. Sometimes you can't, when they go low, you go high. It's very hard, and it's very hard for people on this board to do that. But it takes a lot of prayer and a lot of strength to see what tomorrow is going to look like, because that's what you're praying for. I just want you to know personally, I don't care if there's nobody else up here that believes it. I believe in what you're doing. I support what you're doing, and I'm so glad that you are part of this district. It needs to be said. It needs to be said often how much you are appreciated and how much you are sacrificing. Because I know you didn't get an increase. But every time I look around on these things, everybody's getting paid for any minute extra that they're working. And I know that you're not. I appreciate that as a board member. Thank you.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. I was told that you have to have a tough skin. I was born with a tough skin because I was raised in Bedford. So I went through a lot, but we've come a long way. Bedford schools are going to gradually get back to where it should be. There was times when people were fighting to get in Bedford. Now, some of them are fighting to get out, but we're going to have them fighting to get back in. And I just want to say dittos to what she said. I'm proud of all of you. I thank all of you for being here And it's a long road. People say what they want to say, but they say it behind your back because they don't have the guts to say it in front of your face. So I have confronted some people who have confronted me, and I will continue doing that because that's just part of me. So I just want to thank you all, and we're going to keep moving.
Like I said earlier, I have already thanked you all, and I will continue to thank you all. I don't want your position. Let me say that. Any one of y'all, I've been exactly like I've been an educator in the systems, not here, but in the systems. And before I became an educator in high school, I'm like, it can't be that. Like it's a totally different atmosphere once you're in the district and once you begin to see what's happening. You all have so much you have to do, you have to handle. And a lot of it we don't see, because you're the ones running the school. At the end of the day, you are making sure, we are over the policies and the governance, but when it comes to hiring and things like that, you all are making sure we have the best staff there can be. You're making sure that the money is where it's supposed to be. You're making sure that, you're answering to not just all of us, but everybody. And anytime you have a question, you are giving the answer. We didn't always have that before. I can say I used to ask questions, used to come to me. We didn't always have the openness and the conversations and the conversations that should have been had.
Yes.
And I must say that, again, kudos to ditto everything you just said, because it's not easy being in your positions and having to hear the things that you have to hear, having to read the things online that you have to see. You have to have a tough skin. And I get so frustrated when I'm reading the things that are put out there, because not only are you putting down the district, you're putting your kids in a bad position, or our babies in a bad position, because then they have to read this or they have to hear about it. And it's not true. If you're going to put information out there, put the right information out there. Put accurate information. My kids graduated from this school. I graduated from this school district. I've become an entrepreneur. I've got degrees. Like, our kids are thriving from this district. Even if they don't have degrees, even if they're still doing something with their life. College is not for everybody. There's trade schools. There's entrepreneurship. There are things that our students are thriving once they get out of here. And it's not fair to them. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the educators that work for the school district for them to get put down and have to hear the things that they're hearing. And I just hope that as we continue to move forward and we continue to grow as a district, that things will get better and we continue to support our staff, our admin staff, our superintendent, our treasurer, our teachers. We continue to support them, because without us supporting them, they can't thrive. They're not going to have faith in us, and what are they going to do? So I just said we have to continue to be great. We have to continue to be here and continue to support who we have in office. We couldn't do, I'm speaking for me, I'm not trying to do the job that you have. And I appreciate all of that, the long days that you have to go because you have to run the district. There's a lot that goes into this, and thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate the work. It's teamwork. It's teamwork. I said what I said at convocation. Not everyone maybe sees working in, a couple of different districts as a blessing, but I feel like we're all here for a purpose, and I still will state that this is the best board that I've ever had and worked for. I would just continue to pray that the outside sources are not to, permitted to create divisiveness amongst you as a board, because you too have provided that opportunity for myself and my team to do what needs to be done, for our teachers to be able to do the great work that they do, as well as you stated, all the other employees. that has created this momentum. And so now it's about not just sustainability, but to take things to the next level. I don't know about you, Taylor, that's just how I feel, like
The vision is clear, and the trajectory is going in the correct direction. And anytime that you watch a chart, it doesn't just go from point A to D immediately. You have plateaus, and sometimes it comes down, and sometimes it goes up, but it never comes all the way back down. And where we are now, we may be having some hiccups, and we may have come down in different spaces depending on opinion half the time. But if you look at the trajectory, it is going in the right direction. And as somebody who is a K-12 alumni of this district, I'm seeing the changes. Just in the last 4 years, it has been significant changes. And towards that 180 turn, you don't want a 360, because that's going back to the start. So the integrity of it all is what's important. The fiber that we bleed green, black, and white, that we are together. Teachers are working. Whatever your statistics are you're pulling on the outside may not be the actual clear view mirror of what's really going on in every single one of these classrooms. Learning is being had. Do we have times where learning is not? Possibly. It depends on what mood an educator may be in, his kids may be in. We may have to just cut this down for a second. And it's okay, because we all have our days. Everybody's not perfect and on 100% every day. So, and I've been in the front of a classroom. I've led classrooms, and I have not, maybe have always been in the best, highest space, but you still make it through the day, and you still create options and things for students to still be able to get through, whether it's the curriculum that day. And then you also have to decide, okay, if I haven't, maybe I'm not going with the plan for this week, but I know my students need more, so I'm gonna push it again to try to redo for next week. Our teachers do that. And so I can't continue to hear that we're a failing district, because I don't see all the failure. I see improvements. Do we continue to need to be improved? Absolutely, because nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect, and it will never be perfect. But we can try to strive towards excellence. And that is the mission, that is the goal, and that is the vision. And individuals should not be attacked integrity-wise to prove anyone's point. And that's from educators, students, administrators, and us up here. That just goes, I think we all, Friendship Month, we all need to treat each other with kindness. Yes, you may have gripes. Go to that person. Talk to them. That's what the word says. The word, the book I read, says when you have an issue with your fellow man, brother or sister, you go directly to them. And you have that conversation. And if you can't have it one-on-one, or you had that conversation and they're unable to receive it, then you bring others to have a witness and have a conversation as well. But that's how we're gonna get ahead in this community and in this district, is by working collaboratively together so that we can make the district the way we all are seeing that it should be. I saw a study, and I'll shut my mouth in a moment, but where there's a ball in the middle of a professor has a ball in the middle of the room, and he has one person on this side and one person on this side. This person is saying the ball is black, this person is saying the ball is white. And they're arguing that no, this ball is black or it is white on this side. The professor had the individuals change positions. Then they could see that this ball was, whatever this person said it was white on this side, it was white. And if it was black on this side, it was black. But they were able to see the other perspective. That's what we need to do as a whole, is see each other's perspective. Because we all don't have the same pair of two eyes. And we don't see the world the same way. But if we speak to each other and work collectively, we can figure it out and we can come together and decide what's next. And most of all, the most impacted is the students and the families that we serve. Our teachers are assets, our students are assets, our parents are assets. And we have to do what we need to do so that we all can say, hey, we are in a safe, clean, healthy environment to be able to learn and pursue what we need to pursue. And that's all I gotta say.
We're moving because of the great we're moving because of the great leadership. And I'm gonna keep saying that, and I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm gonna stand behind it, because these changes have occurred the last 6 years I've been here. I was so glad that you see the changes the last 4 years that you've been here. I was really, really happy to hear you say that, the direction that we're going, because we are going in a great direction. Thank y'all again. I'm done. Come on.
And I just want to say thank you for the kind words. I second with Dr. Johnson. It's all about the team. We have a great team in place here, teachers, support staff, admin, all of us. I think we all come here knowing that it's students first, and that's our collective goal. And also what Dr. Johnson said, it's a great board to work for, and I'm really thankful for all the support you give us, and I appreciate the questions, so please keep them coming, because a lot of times when Treasurer gives a report and then he finishes and there's nothing said, it kind of makes it feel like, okay. So I appreciate the questions very much.
Well, Dr. Johnson said something at the last meeting where she said it may seem like we're just agreeing with you all, but there's conversation being had in the background, which is what's supposed to happen. And so, and it needs to continue to happen, because again, I know I had several conversations with people today or the last couple of days, like, hey, I'm seeing this or I'm hearing this. That conversation has to be had in order to understand why decisions are being made or why we're agreeing on a recommended action or anything like that. And no, will everybody agree? No. But need to have the conversation behind closed doors first to understand why that's happening. Because if it's here, something's going on, have that conversation. That is what they're here for. They're putting it on the agenda for a reason for us to talk about, and it may be something simple. So have that conversation. Give our leadership the respect to have that conversation with them and say, hey, what's going on? What's going on with this? Why are we seeing this? So we can have a better understanding before we come out here and ask a question. And they're like, well, what? Huh? Don't understand. And I know she's made that conversation before or it's had conversation in past, and then it comes up again, and it's like, well, we had this conversation. So it's just the respect levels also. Have conversations with them, understand why decisions are being made. Because again, we're not just saying yes to say yes. There's conversations being had in order to get to the positions in which we are while we're here. So
I just want to say, people ask me, what is it about Bedford schools that you deal with them so much? It's 5 generations of my family that went through the school system. So I'm a true Bearcat. I've been a Bearcat probably since I was born. And I'm still a Bearcat at 70, blah, blah, blah. So I just want to say it's a generation school for me. And I've seen Bedford up, I've seen them down, I've seen them in the middle, and it's time for us to pull up. But we can't do it without everybody helping. It's not something that the 5 of us can do without the 9,488 people out there too. Okay. So it's a generation for me. My dad, my aunts, my uncles, they all graduated from Bedford, and believe me, they did fine. My uncle was a professor in Massachusetts State College. My aunt was a councilwoman, a congresswoman in Denver, Colorado. My other uncle, he was a sergeant in the Army for 90 years. My dad, he was a truck driver, but he stayed in Bedford. He refused to move because this is where he wanted his kids to come. I was the first class in Heskin. My aunt was the first class in the high school. My brothers was the first class in Carrollwood. So it's a generation school for me. That's why I'm so interested in what happens with this school. And the students deserve what we used to get. the 50s, 60s, and 70s, we were banging, and they deserved to bang like we did. We had 400 or 500 class graduation. We had big graduation classes, and we can bring that back to Bedford. Bedford can go back where it was, but like she said, we gotta take, it's not gonna go A to Z overnight, so we have to take, as they say, baby steps, but our steps are getting bigger. We're graduating from baby steps, now we're going to little kid steps. So as we go on, we're gonna bring Bedford back to where it should be and where it was. Because Bedford was a great school, and it can be a great school again. It's still a great school, but it's getting better with time. Because it was times where we felt nobody cared about our education anymore. The football field, oh, we got a football field. We ain't gonna worry about them in the school anymore. And that's when we started going down, when that football field came. But the football field didn't make the school. It's just something that's still out there that is a football field. What about the education? What happened to the education when you put that out there? Education, it left your mind. Because there was people who didn't care. So I am a caring person, and I believe they're caring people. And I think now that we're here, we can do what we need to do to get our students and our kids and our education to where we want it to be. So I just want to say, I'm a Bearcat. I'll be a Bearcat till the day I die. And I've been a Bearcat. My dad played football. My uncle played basketball. My other uncle. And you know where? They went to Central for high school. And they did great, and they walked to school every day. They didn't have buses. They walked from Oakwood to Central every day, no matter what the weather. And they played football, basketball. They played everything.
They live strong.
And then when they did get a black bus driver, African American, whatever you want to call it, it was my dad. So I wasn't even in school, but I would ride the bus with him, and he wouldn't pick up nothing but the Oakwood kids on Lamson, over in there, and off of Forbes on, them the only kids he was allowed to pick up. So like I said, I was born with a tough skin. I was born with a tough skin. So people telling me to make my skin tougher any tougher, I'll be a pig. I'll be oinking around here. Because I went through this system. I know what this system was doing to us. I know what the system did. So it's time for us to look over that and go on with what we have to do. So
I got one thing. That's funny. I got one thing. When you were talking about conversations, I think it's important, even when we do have the conversations, that they still be brought to the meeting.
Definitely.
Because even the updates, right? When there's a question asked at the last meeting, and more specifically, when I was just, for example, when I asked at the last meeting about the traffic pattern at Heskett, that we come back and provide that update. I think it's important that we bring those conversations back to the dais, so that people do get a better understanding why certain decisions are made, or why some approvals end up happening because there was conversations. I think that would help alleviate some concerns and some misinformation or disinformation.
And Ms.
whatever
Solomon,
you
it's
wanna
just
call
the
it.
way it is every
But-
single day, looking for the bad and not for the good. But I do agree with you on that, and because I had questions about things, it's the transparency, because it was my question, just showing you that I read the agenda and see what's going on. And I was like, I need some clarity on this. Bringing it to the community is great, but there are folks out there that's always gonna knock it down and find something else going on that's wrong. You can't change those people, so that's why I try to encourage the people, and especially my colleagues here on the board. Don't be discouraged by it. It's tough. When they go low, sometimes we want to go lower, but we have to go high. We have to go high.
It ain't easy.
Because they are not going to change, because their why is not for the children like our why is. Their why is totally different from what we see the Bedford City School District. And we have some internal people that feel that way, which is so sad, and they're in front of our children every single day. If you're that unhappy, leave. Don't do this to our children. Don't do this to our city.
Be here for the
Cities.
children. Be here for
Because
the
that's what's happening. So as much as we try to give and try to be transparent, to try to communicate, you're not looking at any of the things that are happening in this district. You just want to stick with that, come back every month, every week. It's really sad. It's very disappointing. The one thing I learned when I was in church, when you talk about your church, you're talking about yourself because it's your church. But this is your school. You're talking about your school. It makes you look bad, too. I'm tired of talking.
All right, anything else before we adjourn? I think we've said a lot, and I'm hoping that our community understands how passionate we are about our district. All righty, if there's nothing else, can I have a motion?
Let's just have conversations. Have conversations, even if you do see something.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna have questions, they're gonna have views, but we should have conversations about them.
Yeah.
Whether they're open, here.
They can make
whether in the
100
community. Just-
requests here.
Let's just have conversations.
Same thing, nothing changes,
Let's
we're
get
still
back to
doing it.
being social again.
Yeah, of course. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, motion.
It's been motioned by Mrs. Turner Bertrand, second by, oh my God, what is, Ms. Macklin, that we adjourn. I had a brain fart, sorry. That we adjourn. Roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Turner Birch,
Yes.
Ms. Macklin,
Yes.
Ms. Boynton,
Yes.
Mr. Eakins,
Yes.
Ms. Carter.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good evening, and we will see you on September 18th.